Okay, well I'm going to go about this in a different way to normal, because this is actually going to be a card that I'm going to give my daughter. Yeah, let's get that underneath there. I'm going to give to my daughter tomorrow, because tomorrow is her 21st birthday, and I can hardly believe it's possible. So first of all, I'm going to kind of plan out my idea, and I want these letters to be kind of jolly, so I'm going to have them thicker at the top and thinner at the bottom. Happy, something like that, and slightly kind of jumbly. I don't want them all to be identical or anything like that. Now what I'm planning is to have a cork flying through here, and in case you're interested, on my draw stuff real easy channel, I've done a very quick, I had to do a happy 21st birthday card. I'm also doing, had to draw corks and whooshes and things like that, so maybe I'll put a whoosh in there just to make it a bit more interesting as well, or maybe that should be down at this end actually. Yeah, so you can see it'll give you a kind of a sense of direction of where it's going. Okay, and what I want is to have it going through the 2, and again I'm going to have that the 2. I'll just go completely potty with this 2. I'm going to make this just completely curly whirly and outrageous, outrageously kind of ridiculously fancy, like that. 20, and then we need a similar kind of thing. So I'm putting a whole load of ridiculous kind of typefaces on here, breaking every rule in the book. So that's going to go kind of, yeah, because we've forgotten about that one, haven't we? There we go. So I'm going to have that kind of going around like that, and then that can be slanted because it's being kind of pushed over by the, yeah, that kind of feels a bit better. There we are. 21st, and then we need birthday, and somehow have to kind of fit that in. Where's that going to fit? Is it? Depends on whether I put an exclamation mark. I think I can fit an exclamation mark. Then we have some curly whirly kind of things, just zhishing it up. So if we get that roughly underneath, and then I need to make sure this is the right way. There's a top and a bottom to the paper. There are definitely 2 different sides to the paper. So I'm going to get that over there. Some people would say you're tracing and that's cheating. Well, get over it, okay? That's all I can say. This is how this is how it's done, okay? So, and I think you'll find, you know, commercial illustrators and people probably do several versions in between. Now I'm going to move that aside. I'm going to move those lights aside, and we can still see. Good. Now, all I need to do is find a pen. There we are. Now I found a pen. So now what I'm going to do is start drawing. Can we see that? Yeah. So I'm drawing on. One of the reasons I do it this way also is I'm going to put a slight little curve serif, but only very slight. I'm making this typeface up as I go along. It's kind of based on things, I suppose. One of the reasons I also do it this way is because I used to find that the more I erased, I hadn't thought of doing that kind of 3D. Anyway, the more that I got an eraser on there and roughed up the surface of the paper, the worse the texture of the paper would be, and the watercolour just wouldn't kind of work properly on it. So I kind of devised this way of tracing through, which leaves the surface of the paper really pristine, which is what I want. So you might call it tracing, I call it getting the best result. So here we go. Right, I'm going to paint this in watercolours, and to make sure that it doesn't ruckle, because I want it to be nice and flat, then I'm going to put this masking tape on and stick it to the, and you need to get it pressed well onto the paper, and then you kind of pull. I've done another video about this somewhere. If you look up something, Shoo Rayner drawing in watercolour or something like that, you'll find it. I'll see if I can put a link to it up there. So that stretches it downwards like that, and then you need to get it on the side. So if you get it stuck right onto the paper, and then, I'm pulling too hard, pull the masking tape out, so you're stretching the paper as you go, stretching it out. You can soak, the old-fashioned way is to soak the paper, and then you use gummed paper tape, and then as the paper dries out, it dries tight like a drum, and so it will be lovely and flat when you've finished painting on it, so you don't get all that ruckling. But I found also the same problem again there, that it kind of roughs up the surface of some papers, and this is a really smooth surface paper. This paper is called CS2, which you can't get anymore. If you soak it, it just kind of ruins its surface, so that's why I do it this way. Okay, now I'm going to paint, and I'm going to do this at full speed. Okay. I can hope and delude myself. What am I doing? I'm just doing these little kind of, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing funny little things like this. I'm gonna, well, this is getting so long, this one. The Shoo Rayner channel is getting out of control. The Shoo Rayner drawing channel, rather, is getting out of control, because I seem to do longer and longer and longer. Now that it's dry and finished, I'll take off this tape, and there we are, it's nice and flat. And then the next thing to do is to get the fold mark. Now can you see I'm using my scalpel here. I'm using the back of the blade. If you want to do, you find something that's kind of something you can make an indentation with, and then that will then score paper. I should do it from the back there, and I'm going to put right in the middle, and then we need a cutting mat, and I've got a kind of a mark there. I've got the line of where I'm going to go, and just go slightly in to one side and cut that off. I can see the line of it there, and I want to come in again just slightly to one side. Cut that there. Come in just slightly to the side of the line, like that. And there we go. It can go in the card. Well, there you go. Happy birthday, my dear. I'll see you later on today. If you enjoyed that, keep coming back to the Shoo Rayner drawing channel on YouTube. And in the meantime, if it's your birthday, have a happy birthday. Otherwise, keep drawing. Practice. And I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye-bye.